Bahala ako dun sa mga reports about vaping, no? Yung unang casualty dun sa e-cigarette or vape associated lung injury o yung EVALI death nitong 22-year-old male with no prior health issues. So again, I think it's about time na kahit na hindi pa ganun katagal itong batas na ating ipinasa, itong RA 11900, baka dapat rebisahin na natin ito at napatunayan natin na nung mga debate nga, hindi talaga pwede na DTI ang hindi pwede talaga na DTI ang mag-regulate nitong vaping, no? Pangalawa, nababahala din ako doon sa napakadaming promo girls na nagkalat sa Metro Manila to encourage our young people to do vaping. If you recall, during the debate, we emphasize on the issue of ensuring na hindi tayo basta-basta papayagan, no? Yung sa school, yung pag-target ng mga kabataan para mag-vape. Kasi dito sa United States, in February 2020, at least 3,000 patients yung inadmit sa hospital due to EVALI and 68 deaths. About 68 deaths reported so far. And dito sa Global Youth Tobacco Survey, approximately 1 out of 7, every 7 Filipino youths aged 13 to 15 are now using vapes. And unfortunate ito na nangyayari, and yet we are all very much interested in ensuring na meron tayong pondo sa ating health sector. So yun lang muna yung sa vape, tapos siguro yung gusto kong i-comment dun sa Chinese General's comments on West Philippine Sea. Gusto ko lang pong sabihin na I don't think anyone is paying attention to what they are doing because no one believes in their circus. Yung narratives nila is again ridiculous. Yung mga claims nila ay unfounded, and we still go by our united stand na atin ang West Philippine Sea. Uulitin natin ang Ayungin Shoal ay 120 nautical miles away from Palawan. Ang Scarborough Shoal ay 124 nautical miles away from Zambales. So yun lang yung gusto kong sabihin kasi parang ginagawa nilang big deal kahit sa international forums na talagang totoo yung iniimbento nilang script. And I admire what the President mentioned, and I will use it again, yung deceptive and ito pa isang marami siyang ginamit na mga adjectives, no? But I like the word deceptive because that's what China's been doing for quite some time. Pwede na sigurong mag-Q&A. Gusto kong magsalita pa pero mainit na masyado. I can see your agony listening to me. I'm so sorry.
Sir. Hello.
Sige, ma'am.
Sir, sorry, okay lang po ibang issue, sir.
Pwedeng,
Okay lang, sir, ibang issue po.
Sure, of course.
Sir, ngayon lang po kasi binigyan po ng preventive suspension ng ombudsman si Mayor Alice Go.
I'm sorry?
Nag-preventive suspension po ang ombudsman kay Mayor
Okay.
Alice Go for graft case na final po ng DILG. May we just get your reaction? Do you think na mas magiging ayos yung investigasyon, mas dadali lalabas yung katotohanan now that she's on preventive suspension, sir?
Well, una sa lahat, we laud the efforts, no, ng DILG and even our ombudsman. But again, we call on our government agencies to step up their game. Kasi to begin with, di ba, hindi na dapat nangyari ito. To begin with, even us here in Congress, we have been calling for the banning of POGOs. We have been, I sound like a broken record for the past 6 7 years na asking the government agencies to look into this. Ang NEDA nagsalita na 0.03% ng GDP, etc. Ang DFA, ang DOF no nagsalita 50 billion na hindi nababayarang taxes, and that's just in 2020 alone. So it far outweighs the benefits that we are getting no from these POGO operations. And ayan na nga, pumapasok na pati sa local government units. Imagine we had this situation right now, and I hope na we get to the bottom of this, because this is not just a regular issue na nagkamali yung isang local government unit o dereliction of her duties na hindi bantayan yung kanyang jurisdiction. So this is also a call, and it gives a strong signal to local government units to look into their jurisdictions, na masabi natin na talagang ikaw ay tunay na lingkod bayan at ikaw ay hindi traidor dun sa sinumpa mong tungkulin na protektahan ang taong bayan in your areas. Yeah. Well, yes, we have been calling, no, kasi alam nyo yung dati, I think ang pinaka sumikat na slogan dito sa Senado, yung Yossi Kadiri. But if you look at the situation right now, we have to make that call na yung vaping is Kadiri. Kasi kung hindi, magpapatuloy itong problema natin sa ating mga kabataan, lalo na. And yung regulation, para talagang parang basta kikita yan, basta makikinabang, merong kikita, merong magkakatrabaho kuno, no? Nakabalot, sugar-coated itong issue na ito, at sasabihin, sige, payagan na natin. Even the vaping companies, di ba, they were saying, no, we were just targeting yung mga nalulo sa masamang bisyo ng sigarilyo, dali natin sila sa vaping. Pero mismong mga pag-aaral have shown na vape is not better compared to cigarettes. May mga lumabas na po dyan. Kulang siguro yung kaalaman ng ating mga kasama sa pamahalaan para sabihing tumigil muna at pag-aralan ito mabuti. We have cautioned our government agencies during the debates, during the deliberation of RA 11900. So, kailangan pagtuunan natin ito ng pansin. May mga pamilya na nasisira na din dito, nagsisimula ng because vaping is an addictive product. So, pati sila tinatamaan na dito, no, sa halip na pambili ng mas importanteng bagay, dun malululun. But more than that is yung health issue. Dun tayo concerned dahil nga binabanggit natin sa Amerika 3,000 na yung na-hospital dahil dito. Yung unang-unang case na namatay dito sa Pilipinas, wala po siya na prior health issues. Siya po ay only 22-year-old na male, and it's so unfortunate na nangyari ito. We just have to step up our game and protect our hope of the nation, our young people.
Pero sir, di ba it was debated upon kung na-plenary, bakit natin nakikita kayo ng mga malaki? Dapat address it.
Well, in my case, and I can only speak for myself, I spoke about it. I raised it on the floor. I voted for the FDA to look into it and be the one to regulate. And binanggit din natin, no, tayo rin yung mga nagbigay ng amendments doon sa siguruhing hindi talaga tatargetin yung youth. So nandun din po yun sa batas. So there's also a clear, a crystal picture na merong hindi maayos na execution o implementation ng ating batas. Ilang beses na natin nakita ngayon yung mga vape units, no, na ginagamit yung mga cartoon character, yung mga kung ano-ano. I mean, ilang beses na natin nakita dito sa floor yan, no, especially si Senator Pia, ang daming na pinakita dyan na talagang nag-iengganyo sa ating mga kabataan. Yung binabanggit natin na 100 or 200 meters away from school premises, hindi naman nasusunod yun, no? Yung sa mga areas, no? We don't even talk about bars, even restaurants. May mga umiikot na promo girls and pinapakita ito para maingganyo yung mga kabataan natin. So, hindi totoo yung sinasabi o claims ng mga vaping companies na they are not really after targeting our young people or especially those who are not involved o hindi addicted to cigarettes o yung traditional paninigarilyo, kundi talagang lumalawak yung tinatarget nilang market para papasukin yung mga kabataan na hindi natutong magsigarilyo, ngayon natuto na mag-vape. Again, sabi nung Global Youth Tobacco survey, 1 out of every 7 Filipino youths aged 13 to 15 are now using vapes.
Aside from the parang failure of implementation, do you see the need to amend?
Yes, I believe it has to be the FDI that should regulate itong vaping, no? Hindi DTI, because unfortunately marami na tayong pwedeng sabihin sa DTI in so far as regulating yung mga produkto na talagang hindi dapat nasa market, di lalo na itong vaping na ito, no, napakahalaga at napaka-dangerous na makaligtaan natin.
Hindi kayo bumipilit dun sa laging pinakikita ng DTI na mayroong bumila para sa DTI at nire-regular.
Ayun nga po parang may mareraid na isa, may siyam na magpapatuloy. So I really think na we have to do something about it. If DTI is having a hard time, even right now, aminin na nila, no? Because I've spoken with some officials from DTI na talagang ayaw nila at alam nila na hindi nila forte ito, no? It's a health issue and we need to have stronger teeth para i-implement itong batas.
Sa kay Mayor po, sabi ko nga kanina, dapat nila yung mga LGU, certification nila pwede ba nung gawing pawa, or instead of that, DILG maging proactive na, yung tingnan yung mga LGUs na mayroong promo.
Yes. Definitely, I agree with that. The DILG should step up its game and if you wanna call it walk the extra mile, sige, walk the extra mile. Pero ako kasi, kung ako ang unang tatanungin, you go to the root of the problem, no? Tanggalin natin tong pogo na to, wala talagang natutulong. But now that it is there, then sinasabi din nila at ilang mga kasama sa ehekutibo na okay pa rin at kaya at manageable, ipakita nyo naman sa amin na manageable, no? Hindi na namin hihintayin na yung kamag-anak namin yung makikidnap. Hindi na namin hihintayin na sa harap namin merong magbabarilan o may makikita kami na hindi ka nais-nais na nangyayari sa aming paligid. So again, other than the LGU officials, elected officials to guard their areas at i-check ng gusto itong mga illegal pogos, illegal alam nyo, nakakalungkot na kasi parang hanggang ngayon hindi pa rin ako sanay na sabihin na illegal pogos at legal pogos, no? Kasi kaya lang naging legal yan dahil nagkaroon ng batas, no? From the very beginning, yun yung unang tanong ko, bakit tayo tataksa natin yung isang illegal na aktibidad para maging legal? So again, importante na ang DILG ay if you wanna call it go out of their way, yeah, go out of your way and look into this because there's so many out there, no? Even in villages, for instance, I have gotten a lot of reports, a lot of complaints dito sa Parañaque, dyan sa Merville, dyan sa dito sa Makati, etc. Ang hirap isipin na may mga kapitbahay ka na involved dito sa Pogo operations, ang front nila, pero nakikita mo ang dami-daming sasakyan, ang dami-dami taong pumapasok na tila baga parang hindi naman sila lahat doon nakatira, and then may mga bags na dala, hindi mo alam, minsan may mga escorts pa, hindi mo alam kung ano na yung ginagawa doon sa bahay. Just recently, yung ni-raid dito sa isang condo, di ba, ilang kilong shabu yung nakuha worth 100 plus million. So itong mga bagay na ito para maiwasan ito, we are calling DILG to be more proactive about this.
Sir, Pride Month, yung United Nations Compilation Fund na nanawagan po rin sa Kongreso na baka umusad na maipasa na nga itong social bill.
Yeah. Well, for me as the former chairperson of the Senate Committee on Rules, tayo ay mag-a-adhere pa rin. Still, kahit na hindi na tayo chair, mag-a-adhere pa rin tayo doon sa decision ng majority. The decision of the majority then is to look into it and pag-usapan doon sa Rules Committee. Doon sa mga nagsasabing si Joel Villanueva ang dahilan, bakit hindi nyo kausapin yung mga senador? Bakit hindi nyo kausapin ang majority ng miyembro ng Senado at sabihin ilabas yan at doon dalhin sa plenaryo? Because I have no problems debating with it. I have no problems raising the issues that I wanted to raise and the dangers of passing this very controversial measure. I have nothing against LGBT. I will say it again. I am very, very close to a lot of the members of the LGBT community. Halos yung ilan sa kanila, once every 2 weeks, once every month, nakakasama ko, fellowship ko, nakakatawanan ko, daupang palad ko, and I would say na I'm very happy na nakaibigan ko sila and I'm very proud of them. And most if not all of them are saying wala silang diferensya. Hindi kami kailangan bigyan ng very important treatment sapagkat we just wanted equality. And I agree with them, and all of us deserve equality. Hindi man sa LGBT community, kulang man ng iyong height, hindi man pangkaraniwan ng iyong kulay, hindi man pangkaraniwan yung iyong physical features, hindi ka dapat na-discriminate.
Pero bakit naman natagalan sa
It's in the Committee on Rules because the majority members, if you recall, and I showed it doon sa floor, that the majority wanted to talk it over, and there are serious concerns raised by a lot of sectors who were not invited. So again, to cut the story short, no, and we can go on, and some people won't even believe whatever I say here. So then go to the majority of the members and ask them to act on it. So that's all I can say right now.
Sabi ni S.S. Codero na most likely mas magkakaroon po ng chance kung anti-discriminatory bill yung ma-push.
Oh, definitely. I certainly agree with that because Senator Cheese, who is now our Senate President, had been talking about it. And I remember having a in-depth conversation with him at the Senate lounge. And most of us actually are talking about it. Na it has to be holistic. It has to be anti-discrimination, not just to one particular sector at the expense of another sector. Yun lang naman yung pinakamabigat na concern dito eh. Hindi mo po pwedeng bigyan ng mas matibay o mas malalim o mas malaking pabor ang isang sektor at the expense of others, no? Kasi unconstitutional po yun. Pagdating dun sa anti-discrimination, wala ho tayong nakikitang gusot dyan eh, except talagang aaralin natin ano-ano yung mga sektor na nakakaranas niyan at kung paano natin silang matutulungan. So again, I agree with the statements made by our Senate President Cheese Escudero.
Sir, sorry, isang po pinag-ibig niyo na may mga nagko-complain na Pogo frauds, ganyan. Sir, ano yung kino-complain nila sa inyo?
Is this the one in the villages? Yeah, mga kino-complain na madaling araw, may papasok, or paglalabas sila, yung mga white Alphard nakahilera dun sa daan, matagal yung pagpasok nila, kino-complain nila, minsan maingay, kino-complain nila na wala silang peace of mind because they have no idea what they're doing inside the houses, etc. And of the fact that we have seen and heard about so much news na involving Pogo operations. So yun, mahirap yun, no? Mahirap matulog sa gabi na wala kang peace of mind. And unfortunately, hindi na bago sa atin yung makarinig ng kalokohan, gulo, drugs, human trafficking, etc. na galing sa industriya ng Pogo.
Sir,
do you think the Senate should investigate? Kasi maraming exclusive subdivisions na apparently may mga ganitong reklamo po.
Sure, we can do that. If no one has filed a resolution, we're even willing to do that. But you know, ang bottom line dito, Mav, madami na tayong efforts, no? And like for example, the committee report of Senator Gatchalian has yet to be reported out and sponsored on the floor. We are calling our colleagues na gawin na natin ito, and now is the right time, no? Palalahan ng palala itong sitwasyon, and again, sabi ko nga, wag na nating hintayin na sarili nating pamilya yung magiging biktima nitong mga pogo operations na ito. Let's get rid of them, and again, the cost outweighs the benefits that we are getting from these pogo operations. Okay? alam ko init na kayo. Sorry.
Finalize na ba yung Solid 7?
Si Senator Migs just left the country, and yung ilan din sa amin will leave. But we are closely in touch with each other. In fact, parang almost every other day nagkikita kami, nagkakausap. And it's always more on what is happening, no? Example nitong nakaraang brownout, 2-3 oras yata kami pinag-uusapan namin itong problema sa NGCP, sa supply ng kuryente, etc. No? And unfortunately, marami tayo masyadong problema sa bansa na hindi dapat dagdagan ng issue ng politika. Talagang dapat tutukan ito at hindi po pwedeng maging tamad, lalo na sa ating trabaho. Hindi po ako nagpaparinig.
So in short, hindi pa kayo
Kayo talaga.
Whether kayo sa minority o... Kasi sabi ni Senate SPGs, parang dapat pa sa plenary kung mag-join kayo.
Yeah, that is the process. If we are to join the minority, babasahin sa floor yun, and pag binasa po sa floor yun, magbabago din yung composition ng ating mga committees, committee membership, dahil if we join, definitely lalaki yung rate na yung available position or seats sa membership ng bawat committee.
So ngayon, wala pa decision.
Wala pa. We are contemplating on it, seriously studying all our options, and ang bottom line naman talagang makagawa kami ng makabuluhang paglilingkod sa bayan as members of the Senate, because you're only talking about few months lang po na yan, dahil after October, di ba, alam natin election fever na, and before October yun na lang yung window mo na talagang makaka-work ka, makaka-focus ka sa work. After that is budget season, and then election fever. So yun yung patuloy namin tinitingnan, ano yung mga priority measures namin lahat as a group, ano yung pwede naming i-push, ano yung pwede rin naming i-sacrifice muna para dun sa iba na mas matackle at ma-prioritize. Walang divorce. Thank you. Okay. Hindi. Ano yun? Gusto niyo ba rin yun? Meron ako notes kanina eh. No, kasi I was looking at the bill from the House, and I couldn't find anything that would somehow lower the cost of this initiative. I don't see anything that says tutulungan yung mga kababayan natin na namumroblema sa relationship, if that is the noble intention of the bill, no? So yun yung isa sa mga talagang weird for me, pati yung meron pang nakalagay doon na 60, saan na ba yun? 60 days, 60-day cooling off period. Meron pang ganoon eh. I have no idea, and I was looking at the deliberations sa House. It was never raised eh. I wanted to find out what's the basis nung 60 days na cooling off period. 60 days. Baka dapat mas palawakin natin yung pagkakaroon ng marriage counseling services, 'di ba? Access dito. And yun, marami akong concerns, and you know, if we're going to debate on it on the floor, why not? I'll be ready. Again, malinaw yung aming posisyon, and I think maraming kasamaan ko dito sa Senado na ang posisyon ay gawing accessible at maging pro-poor itong annulment. Because the way I look at this divorce bill, pro-rich pa rin po ito. Pro-rich pa rin.
Without saying anything na bago sa House, doon hindi ka maka-agree.
Oh, definitely. With that absolute divorce bill, easy to decide to absolutely vote no.
Sir, may lang tayo. May version may deal tayo nung sinasabi yung mas lower cost.
Yeah, meron, di ba? Meron ba tayo or meron existing? May mga existing po eh. Yeah, may mga pending. Yeah, we can look into it. Again, yung constitutionality is also a serious concern, no? Article 15, Section 2 of our 1987 Constitution, and I quote, "Marriage as an inviolable social institution is the foundation of the family," at nakalagay doon, "and shall," and let me emphasize the word shall be protected by the state. Laking issue. Sumumpa kami lahat to protect and serve the best interests of our people. Protect our Constitution. Thank you. Salamat.